I created 200 videos and most of them flopped. In fact, my most popular video is I created 200 videos and most of them flopped. I realized that most of my videos was just lacking a great idea. They were either unclear, too complicated, or simply just boring. Now, ideas are everything. And if you think that you don't have any ideas, well, you're tricking yourself. There is a case study that showed that our brain generates one thought per second, which is 3,000 ideas per hour. Imagine coming up with 3,000 YouTube titles in just 1 hour. You need to understand that brain is for creating ideas, not for storing that. Now that I convinced you that you have many thoughts in your brain, you still may question yourself, but I need to organize it, Tom. Well, this is exactly what I'm gonna tell you. Firstly, you need to capture them. Capture them as a man or a woman if you're a woman. Basically what you're gonna do is you're gonna make sure that you have a place where you store them. Imagine a Google Tabs. If they are open, our brain, or not brain, sorry, the computer power, the computer ROM is taken, and the computer is basically working worse. If you close the tabs, it will work faster. And the same thing with ideas. If you have so many tabs open, it is like thinking about many things at once, thinking about so many ideas. But if you store them, if you write them down, if you close the idea because you know it saved somewhere, well then it means that it would be easier for you to come up with more. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna create a space. I use it in Apple Notion and I advise you to do the same. It is a pinned note, the first note that I have, which is called Ideas. If you use iPhone 15 and plus, then you have this action button, and I advise you to shortcut it onto this specific note so that every time you have an idea, you just click the button, you remove the friction from capturing the idea, and you write it down. Now, it is important to understand so that whenever you're living throughout your day, you capture them. And if you don't have any ideas, then I have sad news for you. You are a fraud of your niche. Because if you don't leave your niche, you won't get ideas. And if you don't leave your niche, you're not the person that you show yourself on YouTube. For example, my day started with battling ChatGPT about the video I've just seen about YouTube growth. And I was asking a bunch of questions and how does it work. I also commonly start my day with making a script, editing the video, or learning about YouTube, which just defines me as my niche, right? I live my niche. And you should do this too, and if you don't, as I said, you won't get ideas. One additional thing that you could use as well is to speak with your friends about your niche. For me, it's YouTube, and I have my friend sitting just right there. He set up this camera, and I always like to speak with him about YouTube. He's also a YouTuber. He's also interested in business. He has kind of the same business model as me, and we have a bunch of common interests that we can talk about. And if you talk about them, if you talk with random people online, for example, how do you find them? You go and join some communities. By the way, I just launched my community on WOP. And you can talk to people like you with your interest there. Now, if your friend is not interested in your niche, say for example it's relationship and he doesn't look for a girlfriend, then just don't talk with him, because there is no point if you're in a business period and you're trying to come up with more ideas, because talking to people would actually help you, especially asking questions. When you ask questions, you will understand their desired situation, their pain, their problems, and your brain is set it up on solving them, because when there is a question, the answer needs to be given. And so this answer would be a title for your next video, for example. So we're kind of breaking the law of how to win friends and influence people there, speaking in terms of their interest, because we want to speak in terms of ours. But it's actually can benefit them if you find the right people, as I've said. You ask them questions about your interests, but you ask them, so they give you the answer, which is still applied to this law. So make sure you don't cope and you speak about your niche more and you live it. Bonus tip is to read books about your topics that you are interested in and that you're creating videos about. Because there are many solutions to your specific niche already created, and you can just steal them from book like an artist. By me just talking there, you probably already understood that the ideas are created for solving some problems, getting the solutions, basically. So make sure you're optimized for it, because we are not entertainment creators here. I'm not targeting those people. The equation of entertainment ideas is the bigger idea is, the better it is. Now, for educational YouTubers like myself, it's not about that. It's about the bigger problem it is that you solved, the better the idea it is. How many videos have you seen about how to make 10K per month online? There is many people that have the problem of not making enough money, and they really want this solution, this outcome to get 10K per month. This is why this kind of videos are so popular. The bigger the problem is, the bigger and the better the idea will be. Ideas can actually not be your constraint, to be honest. If you realize that and you just listen to this and you're like, okay, fire, yeah, absolutely, I come up with some idea throughout my day, I already have a bunch of them, you still are not sure what is holding you back from getting this juicy views. Well, there is a framework I created about how I got 40K views, so make sure you watch this video next to uncover my secret formula.